lady upstairs just now. She just showed me that she's the admin for a Facebook group that have 500,000 people on it.
Doing what?
It's a real estate investment
Yeah.
Facebook group.
She asked me. The girl from Texas.
Yeah.
With the suit on.
Her name Misha. Shout out Misha.
Oh, with the sneakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she got a like a lock business. I think it's called the Lock Machine.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
That's lit, bro. We got to figure something out. What would you do with basically, that's like a mailing list of 500,000 people. What would you do to monetize that?
The same thing I told her, because she was like, what should I do? I don't know what to say. I'm like, man, you already paid for it. Get active.
Yeah.
And I said, if you scared of what you're going to say, now you could post anonymous in the group. You don't want to prove in the post. Fact. I told her, you need to post 5 times in the next 24 hours. Get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you don't sit on it? You did the work, paid for it.
Right.
Shit, now it's trial and error. You're going to figure it
out.
The sooner you get to it, the sooner you're going to figure it out. That's real.
That's literally like, that's amazing though. Like 500,000 people.
How did she come about? I don't understand.
Just think about it. If
somebody sold it to her.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody sold her the Facebook group.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they did the work. All she did was, so she's got to come up with a proof of concept.
And get these people to,
going.
Yeah.
Because I told her, I said, post. She was like, but it's international. I'm like, so real
what?
estate.
Money international.
It don't matter, like, bro. Like, once you know the game, like, people understand the basics. So you can talk, ask questions.
Yeah.
Man, this is a great way to start the episode, like how I always say, because we get to popping it off and get straight to the action immediately. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy HD, and we are back live here at the Life in HD podcast. As always, I got my brother, my baby boy, Dr. J. Lee himself. What's popping, boy?
Man, amazing. Just did
As always, my ass.
He couldn't even get it out.
We got to get J. Lee a COVID test.
Right.
I know, man. It's a good day, though, man. Just did a good event, man. Super happy, motivated. Excited, man. Feeling good about the gems that was dropped, man. Looking forward to the gems we about to drop.
Facts.
Yeah.
We definitely about to give out some major gems right here. Like I said, I'm about to ask a lot of questions today because
let's get it.
What you doing is literally the next wave that we really are going into, which is that real estate development game. You feel me?
Yeah.
Of course, man. I got my brother in the building, Sean Jizzle. What's up, man?
You know what it is, man. Another week, another beautiful week of growth and learning that we're going to spit game for these people.
Yes, Lord,
man. You know what I'm saying? They listen. For sure.
Man, and we got a major heavyweight in the building right now, man. If you don't know, then you need to know. We got my big brother, Big Shadzillea, in the building, man. This is like crazy real estate investor, real estate developer, man, out here building communities, man. You feel me? I'm going to let him talk and tell you a little bit about himself. And, you know what I'm saying, we're going to get right into it, dog. Let's talk to the people, man.
Hey, what's going on?
I
appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Man.
It's funny, man. I don't do a lot of talking, so, I might post a little something here and there, but, in these type of settings, man, and like the event y'all just had upstairs, man, I be loving to pour into people because I see myself in it. Like, I remember being, going to these events, not knowing, scared to ask questions, you know what I'm saying, not talking to nobody. And I try to pour it, and I'm like, hey, don't be like me. Ask a question. Tap in. You got me right here. You know what I'm saying? Exhausted. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. And we was talking about that a lot upstairs, just about putting yourself in the right environments, putting yourself around the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dude, Keith, he be like, you got to be around the munyon to make some munyon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
And that's just real. Like, if you want to make some money, you got to be around the money. Put yourself in a position and around the people that are actually doing what you say you want to do or have dreams to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's lit, man. We met our brother via the boardroom. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a mastermind group. So that's something else that we invested in, right? Outside of school and everything like that. It's a group of other like-minded individuals and people that are doing it at a higher level than you, right? And they're all coming with problems and solutions and are willing to help each other. You know what I'm saying? So when we met Shot at the boardroom and we learned that he was in the same market with us, man, we definitely had to tap in with them and you know what I'm saying, just see what resources we'll be able to come together with, you know, even on our construction side with him being a developer. So it was like major, you feel me? But before we get into all of that, you feel me, I want you to tell the people like more about you, your background, like where you from, you feel me? Like, and how you even get to, you know what I'm saying, like where you at today.
Yeah, so
and somebody get Justin some water, bro.
Yeah,
Go get you some water, bro. Jesus.
some milk.
Yeah, this the second episode somebody that said you need some milk, bro. Go get you some milk for real.
Yeah. So like my man Austin said, man, Rashad Jones Jennings, aka Shadzillea. You know, my journey was, you know, tenfold, man. From the west side of Chattanooga, grew up in the hood, made it out. Basketball and sports kept me busy. You know, was able to, you know, get a Division I scholarship to Arkansas Little Rock. Well, let me back up a little bit. I went to school on the academic scholarship. A lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked on for basketball. Like,
that's hard.
Academics came easy. I had to work at sports to be good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, walked on in my junior college, ended up being an All-American, you know, late bloomer. And then I signed, you know, Division I with Arkansas Little Rock, led the nation in rebounding, number 1 rebounder in the nation. You
so
know,
you was crashing the boards. You was going crazy.
I'm a gone. I'm out there knocking shit.
What is about being physical? It's about
it's about being physical, break. Like I got off breaking people's will, like making them quit.
Yeah,
that's what Draymond shit.
Yeah, even like on some different shit though. Like Draymond do it mentally, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I'm out there hitting motherfuckers. Like you know what I'm saying? I played with a mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Like it's up. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, and I just got off, you know, seeing the fear in people's eyes and making them break. Like, damn, like I don't want to crash the boards every time because you gotta try to stop me every time. I'm going every time. Relentless. But that same mentality, I transitioned that into business. You know what I'm saying? I was on a Zoom call with one of my lenders, and she was like, "How are you keeping up with all this? Like, we going over all the deals I'm doing." She's like, "How are you keeping up with all this?" I'm like, "Bro, this is my life." She said, "I wouldn't be able to remember all the conversations," and I'm like. Everything, I run the whole thing through Slack, you know what I'm saying? And whatever I miss, my admins pick up and my GC and my Slack too. So, you know, we kind of run it like that. And then, you know, I'm real hands-on. So, you know, I'm working from sun up to sundown, you know, getting all this stuff off. But after college, had a couple stints with the Sixers, played overseas for about 8 years, retired at the age of 30 in 2015 due to injury. And, you know, I got my real estate license before I really retired because I felt it coming. You know what I'm saying? I felt my body breaking down. So I was kind of prepared, but not for what I would experience in real estate. I didn't do a deal for my first 6 months. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would have quit. You know what I'm saying? But I just stayed with it. Like, if I would have quit, we would never be sitting here. You know what I'm saying? I was getting coaching offers, too. Like, I was turning them down. I'm turning down coaching offers, and I wasn't making no money. I'm spending everything that I had. And the thing about it, too, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't changed my lifestyle. I was still spending it.
Yeah, you still popping it.
I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was still spending money like I was getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, finally did a deal after my first 6 months. Then I did some commercial deals and, you know, just being a realtor, trying to figure it out. I hated being a realtor. You know what I'm saying?
Let's pause real quick. Because they probably got a youngin' out here right now that got dreams to go to the league, man. Yeah. So can you talk to them about that? Like, tell them your experiences on, like, getting there. Somebody who went to college for an academic scholarship, right? And then walked on to the basketball team. And not only did that, but balled out on them boys and was leading the nation in the rebounds, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, that means you were getting all the attention from everywhere, right?
For sure.
Talk to the people and let them know, like, how was that journey from going from, you know, just focusing on my academics to, boom, was that always the goal? Like, I want to get to the league or like?
Oh, yeah, that was always the goal, man. It's just, I had always believed it, but nobody else did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I got cut twice from my middle school team. You know, everybody makes this team in middle school.
What famous
Michael Jordan?
He
got cut from high
varsity.
school though.
He got cut from varsity.
Yeah. So I was always in a position where I had to prove myself, and I feel like, the thing about it is the reason why I'm sitting here today is my mentality. A lot of people would have quit along the way, having doors shut in your face, getting cut. I tried to walk on at Tennessee State. I went to Tennessee State my freshman year, HBCU. Tried to walk on, ended up playing intramurals, and I was the water boy for him. And I was the water boy just to see what a Division I practice looked like. Because I was gonna come back next year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the reason how I ended up at Chat State, my junior college, a guy saw me playing in the YMCA. You know what I'm saying? And at this time, I was a whole different. I was transitioning from the hood to trying to make it like. I had a Scully on. I had 12 gold teeth. You know what I'm saying? And dude like, hey, you want to come over here and play with us? Because I was going to go back to Tennessee State. You know what I'm saying? So I went in there, walked on, just kept playing. And then probably like the third game of the season, coach called me into his office and gave me a scholarship.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, I was starting. And, you know what I'm saying? We had a good team. We had a good run.
That's amazing. So you got like you had like an agent that scouted you, or how did that work?
As far as what?
For basketball when you
going to the league.
When I went pro, yeah. So funny story, man. I was working out, when I started getting recruited in junior college, and this is funny, man, because sometimes you don't even know how good you are until somebody else say it. Mm-hmm. Like. Me, I'm just playing for survival because I was never told that I was good. You know what I'm saying? I was always having to work.
You're too busy focused on working to get yourself better.
So one day,
realize.
Yeah. So one day, coach called me into his office and he was like, we was just talking. And he said something that stood out. He said, when you get to your Division I school, and I'm like, damn, I can go D1. And then it snapped in my head like, damn, I'm D1 caliber. Like nobody had ever said that to me. Like I was just playing, just trying to survive, you know what I'm saying? And, once he told me that, I was like, oh, it's up. So now I'm starting to get recruited, you know what I'm saying? And, to how I got my agent, I was up in Chicago at Loyola Chicago hooping. And, I was out there doing my thing, and the guy called me to the side and, come to find out, it was Worldwide West. I don't know if y'all know him. That's who Drake be rapping about and shit. For sure. So it was Worldwide West. And, long story short, about 2 weeks later, I leave Chicago, I go back to the city, and I get a call from Wes, and he was like, can you get to Detroit? And I'm like, yeah, I can get to Detroit. So I fly to Detroit. Mind you, I don't know, bro. He was just in the gym. Yeah. Like, I know who he is now. But I'm going up there. Okay, they pick me up. I get to his house. He got John Calipari in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
That's lit.
Like, damn. So I'm like, I'm flying up here to meet him, but I got to drop him off at the airport. So I'm in the Range Rover. Mind you, I'm in college.
Right.
Straight from the hood. Like, I'm driving the Range Rover, dropping him off. I'm like, God, dog. Like, but I ended up kicking it with his brother. And, I met LeBron. I met Rip, Rich Paul, all them dudes. But that's how I got my agent, through them. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
So, that's how I got my agent.
That's lit.
Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah. So when you got to the NBA, I know you said you realized that your body was breaking down. Mm-hmm. While you was in the league, what was you doing with your money? Because most people, get in that position, and they don't have the right people like around them to advise them in the right directions. Yeah, they'll just fuck off the money. Yeah,
and it's the thing too, man. Even when we was going through our workshops in the draft camps and stuff. Like, they teach you all that.
They teach you about, or they tell you about it, but it's up to you, right?
They got classes for everything. Yeah. But it's tough, though. It's tough to tell somebody who never had nothing to
not spending money.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if I would have knew about real estate, I would have been in it then. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But at that point in time in my life, I felt like that's all I could do. You know what I'm saying? I never grew up seeing nobody in real estate. So exposure is key. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't ever, it was either rap or go to the league or sell dope. That's all we saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're in that environment, you don't dream, especially when you're in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you don't dream. You just worried about bottom line. Like, how can I make it? I'm trying to make the payday. I'm trying to make it to this, that. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like, I know a lot of people say they from like bad, but a lot of people be capping like this shit was bad. Like we come home from school, moms be like, hey, iron your clothes for the rest of the week. The lights gonna be off the Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shit, that's what it was. We warming up in front of the stove. You feel me? So we was homeless. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had to split up. I had to go stay with my grandma. My mom went to go stay with my aunt, which is her sister. My sisters went where they went. We probably homeless for about a year. Then we got back together. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of transition. But all that shit made me who I am. That's why I be so aggressive. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like my experiences. Your experiences make up who you are. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't change it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I got the principles that I got because I respect stuff differently now.
Yeah, for sure.
That's major, man. Being able to overcome situations like that, you know what I'm saying, and not break down. Some people don't have that trait, you know what I'm saying? Like, but just like you said, sometimes it takes that exposure or just hearing somebody like yourself who, you know, somebody might have been in that position or in that position, you feel me? And just seeing somebody like you to know, like, okay, if I change my mindset or work on this or work on that, then I'll be in a better position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be as successful as him or better, right? And a lot of the times people want that but don't want to take the initiative to be disciplined and stay consistent for themselves, right? So I commend you for that, you know what I'm saying? And just continue to be the light for somebody because, you know, you never know who watching, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Real talk.
I mean, you got to show up every day, every time, you know. And like I said, man, like this is the thing too. Like looking back, I could say it was hard, but going through it, it was just what it was.
Yeah,
and we ain't know nothing else. So like, shit, this is what it is. You know, you don't really know you fucked up until you go somewhere else and see something different. You know what I'm saying? And shit, by that time you about 18, 19. Now it's time for you to get it out the mud yourself.
Anyway. Yep. All right, so boom. You know, we popping it in the league. You know what I'm saying? Meet LeBron, hanging out with all the big dogs and stuff. You feel me? Yeah. So you played for the Sixers. That's lit. Yeah. I like Philly. How was staying in Philly?
Man, Philly was good. I like Philly, but I was living in Delaware. I was living in two different places. I was living in Delaware and Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is over across the bridge. And it's a funny story how I got on with the Sixers. So my agent from Philly, so he get a call and say, vet camp about to start and all their players ain't back, so they needed some bodies to play against. So all right, my agent, it was about 14 up there, 14 of us up there working out. So we all go over there, you know, hooping with the Sixers. It was a good experience. And every day, this went on for about a month and a half, 2 months. And every day they'll tell my agent, like, hey, they'll drop off like one or two. Like, hey, don't bring him back. Hey, don't bring him back. They fucking up the run. So it get down. It was like me and one other guy.
Yeah, every day it was like
teeth
and nails looking like.
Keep it G. I knew I was gonna be one of them. Yeah. Like I was really out there, you know, doing what I'm supposed to do. But I mean, you got to think, man. Like from walking on to ended up being an All-American to on the NBA level, playing pickup to getting signed off pickup.
At the YMCA.
Yeah, no. We was playing pickup with the Sixers.
Oh, yeah.
Like training camp.
Training camp. They were using us as bodies, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, as time go on, at first we just happy to be there. And as time go on, I'm like, man.
But I can hoop with these dudes.
I belong here. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it got down to me and another guy, me and DMT Christmas. And I asked my agent, I'm like, man, what you think they gonna do? Like, it's training camp about to start. Like, we about to get ready to fly to Mexico for preseason. So I'm like, man, he said, I think they're gonna sign a guard. So I'm pissed because I know I played at the level I supposed to play at. You know, so I tell my agent, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I want to leave, bro. Like, not leave, like camp was over. Like, man, I need to fly back home, you know what I'm saying? Because I had just had a daughter too. I'm like, I want to fly back home and see my daughter. So I fly back to the crib, fly back to Atlanta. I don't know if y'all remember U-Bar. It used to be the ultimate bar.
U-Bar, yeah.
So look, this how crazy it was. I fly back, I leave the airport, my homeboy pick me up. We go straight to the U-Bar. We order some food, we get some cigars. Before our food come out, I get a call from my agent.
He like, come back.
Yeah, he's like, the Sixers want you in camp in the morning.
Oh, damn.
So from the airport to the U-Bar,
Back to the airport.
Yeah.
straight off the plane, right into practice. I signed my contract right in front of the GM, Ed Stefanski, and I run out there on the court. And we
That's
get to it.
hard. That's
You know what I'm
hard,
saying?
man.
So, like you just said, you never know who watching. Like, that shit was just pick up.
Yeah.
But it turned into, you got to always show up. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
No matter who watching or if they not watching,
Yeah,
be
like,
you.
even going back to the YMCA, like, for somebody to catch your eye and be like, man, you need to be playing with us. Like, we in pickup, you know what I'm saying? So you never know who watching. You always got to show up, man. And that go for the same in business.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you end up playing with like AI or like Andre Iguodala one of them?
Iguodala.
Okay, cool. Okay,
I was in Denver.
Okay.
So
That's one of my favorite players, boy.
Drew Holiday, Jason Capono was there.
Oh, that's a good squad. I remember that squad.
Elton Brand was there. Mo Speezy. Yeah, for sure.
That's lit.
That's very lit. All right, so then boom, we make the transition from basketball. What pushed you to go and say, I'm going to get my real estate license?
Well, man, the straight answer is, man, I want to make more money than the same money I was playing basketball. Like, I didn't want to, man, I'm telling you, I was turning down so many coaching jobs, man, because my thing was like, man, I could always coach. I'm trying to get the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my decision. Like, that was my thinking. Like, I want to make some M's. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we said this upstairs. They say you want to hire something from, an athlete, put it in a book. So I told you about the NBA workshops. Lawrence Thunderberg said that in one of the workshops. So from that point on, I had forced myself, instead of listening to music while I'm flying to these workouts and stuff, to read a book and go in the bookstore, get a book, read it on the plane. Smart. So, I'm reading books. I'm reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm reading all these real estate books. And I just took a liking to it. You know what I'm saying? And but I was reading on the investing side.
Yeah.
Being a realtor was my way in. I always knew I wanted to, be an investor. That was the whole point.
That's exactly why we got our real estate license. Well, part of the reason why we got our real estate license is it just give you that inside scoop on the market and what's going on. You get what I'm saying? You have literally all of the access to the market right there at your fingertips. You could go look up comp reports, you know what I'm saying? Your comparative market analysis. So let's say you're a seller of your house and you like, hey, Austin, I want to sell my property. Can you tell me how much it's worth right now in the current market? I have access to that. I can go and look at the other comparable properties in the area and tell you, okay, well, this house around the corner sold for like $400,000, right? And it's close to the same build as yours, except yours might have some more features to it. So, hey, we might could get $420 for your house, right? Just little different things like that. And then on the flip side, as an investor, now you have access to the MLS and you can see deals before they start coming out. Not before they start coming out, but you can see deals as they're coming out or deals that have been sitting for a long time that nobody,
so you can jump on.
They might be overlooking, right? But still might work for you as an investor. Then on the flip side, like I said, once you build yourself up as an agent, now you can tap into those different wholesalers and, people that have listings, right? And now they coming to you with their deals. They're like, hey, I got this. You might have a buyer, right? I might say, oh, I know Shad will buy this all day, right? So now I can immediately be that middleman. It's like you making money with your money. Like if real estate, I posted it today on my page. I was like, it's so many different ways that you can make money off of real estate. You can be the agent, you know what I'm saying? You could be the investor, you could be the contractor. The list really goes on, you know what I'm saying? And it's a deal that I recently closed with an investor, right? I listed the property, I sold the property to him, and then now we're doing the renovations for the property. You know what I'm saying? That's all of one deal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And to reiterate, that was the first thing y'all did was become real estate, licensed real estate agents.
Yep,
so that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah.
I always say, man, I'm my own best client at this point. Like, I get paid off every deal I buy. You know what I'm saying? And I use that either for the down payment, or to pay down points, or shit, just to
Go
start the
put it
first
back to
wave
the
of
principle.
construction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
That's lit.
yeah, it's because, man, a lot of people be like, man, if it's more liability. I'm like, bro, I ain't never had no issues. I've been eating ever since, you know what I'm saying, getting paid off my own deals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's the smart thing to do too. That's another, like, it's like a hack. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you can buy the property and instead of paying myself on a commission, I could put it back on a principal and lower my payment. So, you know, however you want to play it. Like, it's multiple ways that you can do it.
And what then? And then when you first got into real estate, the first thing you was flipping or selling was like single family homes or duplex.
I mean, when I first got into real estate, I was trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah,
you know
okay.
what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know what the hell going on. Like I said, I ain't do my first deal for 6 months.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until, you know, I was a realtor for 3 years. I was a broker for 2 years. And I'm just going through, like, trying to figure out my path. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to figure out, you know, what's going to stick. Try wholesaling. I just couldn't get with the wholesaling game. There's just too much trickery in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't just no sneaky ass motherfucker. So I just, you know, like a house worth $100,000. You gotta get it from grandma for $45,000. I'm like, man, that shit just want my stilo, bro.
Yeah.
So I tried that. That wasn't it. You know, I just don't like trickery and shit. But you know, I started flipping. Flipping was good. You know what I'm saying? I segued from flipping to building single houses.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then we start building community. This is like a progression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
That's what I always say. You can't. A lot of people want to start big. They come at me and they be like, oh, I want to develop an apartment complex.
You gotta know the basics,
I'm like, well,
man.
how many doors do you have now? They like 0.
Yeah.
Well, why would you want to go from 0 doors to, let's just say, 800 doors or something like that? Like, you don't even know how to manage 10 of them.
Everybody in a rush these days, man.
Yeah.
I blame the internet, dog.
I was about to say that.
ChatGPT.
Everybody in a rush, dog. I'm like,
Microwave,
man, that's a
man.
good way to get burnt. But, I mean, it's cool, man. You got to enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will see where I'm at now, and they be like, damn, I want to be right there. But, man, y'all don't understand. Like, I really tried a lot of different stuff to get here. Trial and error. I did free education. I did paid education. I went to conferences by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to, like that Builder's Trade show. I was out there, too. I was out there dolo. I ain't even get to bump into y'all. But I was out there.
It's huge. They have so many exhibits.
Bro.
Like, you literally have to spend all day, every day walking through these exhibits to really, like, get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's so dope because they have, like you said, vendors from all over the world.
I got my plug.
You know what I'm saying?
I got my plug.
But you get all your flooring, all of the outlets, switches, like you name it, bro. Like if you want specialty toilets that, you know, the little bidet toilets that's gonna shoot water in you, you could get as many of them as you want to, right? For the low too. Like you literally go and meet the plug, like, and they want to work with you. Why? Because they know that you're a builder, you're a developer. Yeah. And then you talk to them, and then you
word of mouth,
right? Word of mouth. Now I say, Shot, I could get LVP for X, Y, and Z, right? I ain't gonna put my number out there, but you know, if you want to get the plug, y'all can come high.
Yeah. Nah, because look, man, shit, you know, a lot of people want you to do the work, and they come in on the back end, but like, you know, it's funny, man. The plug that I met out there. So I'm building 42 tiny homes, right? And these are all custom windows with, you know, bifold doors, so, you know, expensive doors. So my GC quoted me like $1.5 million for all the windows and doors of the tiny home. What y'all think my supplier that, you know, I went
quarter of that probably.
Less than
that. Less than that?
Yeah.
$223,000.
So yeah.
So I saved 1.3. You know what I'm saying? 1.2.
Just off of windows.
Just by going direct. Yeah.
Off 2 line items.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how you in the game and you not getting on the plane going out there
and see what's up.
And see what's up. Like, look, bro.
Same
I don't
shit
care
Frank
who
Lucas
going.
did.
I go, man, I'm different, bro. I done been overseas by myself. So I go to Vegas by myself. I'm out there.
And that goes for everything too. It's not just for real estate
clothing,
and clothes,
everything.
games, anything that you in, they have a trade show for, and you go out there and meet the plugs. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get up and go.
That's real talk.
That saved the project. I would have had to value engineer my site. I would have had to I would have to put regular Home Depot windows and I would have to put regular doors. It don't have the same effect.
Right.
But I'm paying less. I'm paying probably the same amount as if, I'm putting the regular Home Depot shit in there, but I'm getting the real good shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And one of my boys built a $2 million house with the same plug.
Yeah. And it's smart, but I would say this, the only caveat to ordering things from, foreign distributors is the lead time, right? But when you have somebody like Shad that's already, thorough with it and have the vision planned out, ready to go, right? You already know I need, a window package, 200, 300 some windows, 400 doors, however it go. So he's already able to plot that out in his mind and expect for that lead time where it might take a couple months for these doors and windows to get here, right? Whereas the premium, he could get the windows dropped tomorrow for 1.34, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they'd be waiting at his door, you know what I'm saying, with the windows, like, where you want them, boss? You know what I'm saying? I know I would, but that's what I'm saying, like, you have to be smart, you have to be strategic with those type of things because it can be beneficial, but it can set you back too at the same time. You feel me?
I mean, that's why you got to do your due diligence, right? Mm-hmm. So the way I got with that supplier, I didn't just meet them there. Like, they came to my office before because my guy that built the $2 million house, he built it for $1 million and appraised for $2 million because he's putting higher level stuff in there, but he paying regular base prices.
Yeah.
So he was kind of the guinea pig. His GC had been dealing with them for 6 years. So my due diligence was already done. And then by them taking the initiative to fly out here from China to meet me in my office, I was like,
you know what? A lot. Yeah.
And then
relationships.
And then I met them at the Builder Show, just kind of, see what was up. And I like, you know what? I done did all
seen enough.
Yeah, I done seen enough. You know what I'm saying? And, it's going to, I'm going to save so much money, bro, on that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Those be the blessings, man. Those be the blessings. And it come from taking those L's and learning from that, you know what I'm saying, to get to that position.
It's not a real L, man. It's always a lesson.
Yeah, and also, too, man, don't let nobody talk you out. Man, I had so many GCs trying to talk me out of using these suppliers because they never did it. Like, people can only take you as far as they done went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I always say, man, when somebody talking, listen twice. Listen to what's being said and listen to who's saying it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't never did it, you really can't tell me to do it or not to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I only speak on what I'm doing. Like,
and most people put their fears on you too, man. So you can't really listen to everybody.
Yeah.
You just take heed to what you need to take heed to. So you say you building tiny homes. What's the benefit of a tiny home, you think, though? Besides,
what's the benefit?
Yeah, what's the benefit of buying a tiny home? You say
well, so one thing is the average. So I'm building right now in Tennessee. The average sales price in Tennessee, it used to be $300,000. Chattanooga,
okay.
It used to be $300,000. Now it's about $350,000.
Okay.
So I'm building under the $300,000 mark, and these gonna be a luxury model tiny homes. So what I tell people, man, just look at them as detached condos. Because I got a condo up there, too. It's 900 square feet. It's valued at $525,000. So do the price per square foot on that. And the building 20 years old. But I'm building a new product with just about the same square footage. I got amenities. They just spread out. They just not in the box. You know what I'm saying? People will buy a condo with no hesitation. 900 square feet, 600,000. Y'all talking about the price per square foot on that?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm building a new product with amenities. It's gated. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get worried about getting robbed in the parking deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole different play, and it's needed because everything's getting priced out.
So right now,
the people, it's more people approved for 300 and less than
500.
Yeah. That's the biggest buyer pool, right? But they all been sitting on the sidelines because when the rates go up, they priced out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm building is gonna bring a lot of people off the sidelines.
They'll be able to afford this.
Yeah. It ain't for a family of 5, but it's a market. And like I said, like I told the appraiser, I only got to be right 42 times. That's why I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
that's bag talk right
ain't
there,
for
man.
everybody. You know what I'm saying? I got 42 units.
Yeah.
I got to be right 42
times.
Man, it's funny, man. A lot of people are, we parted ways on my team, and I'm kind of running everything, and I got a VA, and I had a home buyer call me, and I don't usually answer the phone, but I'm in the office by myself and the phone rung, and I answered, and she was like, "Man, y'all hard to get in contact with," and I'm like, "I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna change up the phone system." But long story short, she was like, "I'm a cash buyer. I'm ready to pay for it right now." So this is like
before it's even built.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when people be talking about who's it for, I'm like, bro, I'm getting the calls.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting the inquiries. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, as soon as I launch this, we're going to sell out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So do you see the future it being like a lot of tiny homes in like America? Because
I think innovative housing, period. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so I'm building the tiny homes, but I'm also an investor in Boxable.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Y'all seen Boxable?
I was this close to buying some stocks in Boxable.
Oh,
Am I too late? Did I miss the wave?
No, it's still at 80 cents.
Okay, I'm
still at 80 cents,
right.
but I think
get right.
I think it's gonna it's gonna go up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we was out there in Vegas, I scheduled a tour to go and visit their factory. But we didn't make it because we was too busy just floating around the convention.
So I invested in Boxable last year. Mm-hmm. I flew out to Vegas specifically for that. So my investment strategy is a little different. Like real estate, of course, is investing, but for me, that's my day job.
Right.
And then I make 2 significant investments a year. So last year I invested in Boxable. I flew out to Vegas. I did a tour. I was actually, and I'm gonna keep it G, I was actually going to invest more, but when I got out there, I felt like they was putting a lot of money into the warehouse instead of, the things I thought they should be putting
like the
in.
actual infrastructure.
So I still invested it, but I invested less.
Yeah. And
then I invested in a company called Hoop, a tech company with a digital backboard and all that. So this year I got two companies I'm investing in this year.
Okay, bet.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
The IPO is where it's at, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, cap table talk.
Yeah, real talk.
Cap table, what the splits is, you know what I'm saying? Preferred stock, all that.
So tell the people a little bit about Boxable real quick. For the ones that don't know about Boxable and like what you think the benefits of something like that could be.
For one, I mean you experienced Katrina. You know what I'm saying? So they could get units out there quick on them 18-wheeler flatbeds and just set up shop. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. Matter of fact, they sent some to Hawaii when they had the natural disaster out there recently. You know what I'm saying? So another thing too, they $50,000. You know what I'm saying? You probably spend another 15, 20 bolting it down to foundation. And then you got a place to live. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I flew out there was to really feel the product. So it's really made tough. Yeah. Made for tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, even though I didn't like where they was putting the money, and all that, I still felt like I couldn't lose, you know what I'm saying? So I still invested. And now that I'm watching, they brought in a new CFO, because it's a group on Facebook too with all the investors. So I've been watching that, and as I keep watching, I see they making all the right moves, you know what I'm saying? So I'm constantly investing more, I got it on my app right now, the Boxable app. I go in there and look at my stocks, woo. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm gonna get right, man.
Yeah, me too. I was just looking right now.
You get in for $1,000, man. Shit, 80 cents.
Yeah, I'm about to get in, man.
I feel like when they IPO, it's gonna at least be $10.
At least, definitely and then that's gonna be a major little lift,
like
right
bro, like you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm thinking ahead, like with tech and AI, everything changes, just like money changed with Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? The way we interact with each other change. So all of us got our phone in our lap. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like everything is evolving, man. We gotta keep up with the times. And that's why I'm trying to jump in front of this AI wave. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm doing is I'm doing all the thing with the real estate. But I told my wife, I was like, man, all I need you to do is study AI 24/7. She the one got me on ChatGPT.
But I love ChatGPT.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's like a blessing and a curse, though. Like we were saying, man. Like it's good because that is able to retain information and spit it back out to you exactly
like
when
brain,
you need it, how you need it, right?
Yeah.
But then we still need to use our brain, right? We can't allow that to just be the end all be all. Like
I think it's a fine balance too. You know what I'm saying? Like I use it a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like I done been like, hey, what's the price per linear per cubic yard for installing a sidewalk? You know what I'm saying? Like different shit like that, and I get my answers quicker
immediately. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's funny, man, because now that I done start using it, she'll say some shit that I said previously and implement it with this. So like for example, I was telling her I'm about to start a real estate community. And I also said I want to start like a Twitch channel. You know what I'm saying? While I'm playing the game. But teaching people about real estate while I'm playing the game. And she used what I said right then with what I said with the real estate. And I'm like, man, how she remember that? But I'm like, yo, you really building a brain.
Literally, it's
they
learning you.
They learning you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, look, and we really still in the beta stage. Like, bro, like,
for sure.
What you think this shit gonna look like in 5 years?
It's gonna be
crazy. Bro, that's why I'm stacking up now. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker. When they come out with them robots, I'm getting a robot.
10 of them.
Bro, I'm off people. I'm getting a robot. I'm getting a robot, man.
Yeah, as long as it could learn, like, quickly. And
that shit gonna be crazy.
I will say one thing about ChatGPT, though. Everybody who uses it, you gotta proofread that shit.
You have to quality control. Yeah, you have to.
Because it's a computer at the end of the day. So it spits out what's on the internet.
Yeah, I almost ain't got the paid version.
Oh no, I do.
Hey, mine
yours accurate.
Mine intelligent too, but it still have its moments.
You
be like, all right, tighten up. I literally say tighten up.
I'm about to type in ChatGPT. They talking shit.
No, man, that's lit. So. Let's talk about the real estate development side a little bit more. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you as an agent, how did you decide, all right, boom, let me start going into the investment side, and then what pushed you to go to development? Like,
well, what pushed me from the agent side was that shit was never my personality. Like, I couldn't walk nobody. I never walked anybody through the house like, hey, this is the kitchen. I just went. That's just one of my type of thing. Like, I've always knew a lot, but I never talked a lot. So that was going against who I was. So the quicker I can get out of that, the better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then I thought, because you only know what you know. You only know what you see. So I didn't see a lot of investors. I saw realtors and brokers. Yeah. So naturally the next step was to be a broker. Yeah. And then I get into be a broker, and I'm like, man, it's like babysitting. Like, God damn. Like,
you had agents with you? You had agents?
Yeah, I built a team and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this ain't what it is. Yeah. So I got rid of the brokerage. And then I just focused strictly on investing. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, one thing led to another, and I got to development. But like I said, I always had an aggressive mentality. So I always want to play at the highest level. Because like I said, it's all the same stress and it's all the same work. If I'm going to be stressed, I'm going to be stressed about some millions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no little stress, big stress. Stress is stress. So if I'm gonna be working, I'm going for the gusto. I'm going for the juggler. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, at this point in time, we got about 50 million. I think I shorted myself. It's probably more than that, but we'll keep it simple right there. But got about 5 developments going on right now, active. You know, the 42 tiny homes. I assembled 18 and a half acres next to that. You know, just by holding a neighborhood meeting, and one of the owners had some acres to sell. So I got that. About 4 months ago, another guy reached out to me. He had 11 acres. All of this is connected. You know what I'm saying? So on this one street, we're gonna build about 200 houses in the next 18 months.
Wow,
that's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? That's just that cluster. You know, I bought a car wash. Then I got another site where it's a car wash in the house on it. I'm knock both of those down. I actually got to evict a tenant on next week. You know, I hate to do that, but you know,
gotta happen, man.
Yeah, she playing games, man. You know, but it is what it is. But yeah, so. It's a lot going on, man, and you know, like I said, man, I'm excited, man. We started construction on 2 of them this week.
That's amazing. And that's a blessing, man. I give you all the flowers for that, bro, because
Appreciate that.
that's dope, bro. And there's literally goals, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be developing subdivisions, communities, you know what I'm saying? Mixed use stuff, you know what I'm saying? Where we have, like, restaurants and, you know what I'm saying, like, apartments at the top, townhouses at the top, like, however. I want to do it all. So, you know what I'm saying? 100. Like, having a mentor like you around is great, you know what I'm saying? So, it's, you know, definitely appreciated, bro. I want you to tell the people a little bit more about, like, the actual, like, planning process and, like, what all goes into, like, saying, boom, I want to develop, like, 200 houses across, you know, X amount of acres, you know what I'm saying?
So first thing first, right? So let's say if I want to, like you said, I want to develop 200 houses. One, I find the property. I analyze the deal. When I say analyze the deal, say, hey, what is zoned for, what it could be zoned for, what's around it, what could I put here? You know what I'm saying? Am I getting a good deal? Reverse engineer the numbers. Am I going to do a level 1 build or a level 2 build? Level 1 is like build a grade. Level 2 is like a step up. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to be building at 150 a square foot, or am I going to be building at 200 a square foot?
So for the people that don't know what that means, basically what he's saying is, like, are you going to have just like your lower cost materials, or are you going to have like some luxury finishes where you might have, you know, pocket doors, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever little other things that you could think about that'll be nice, like 10-foot windows or 8-foot doors, high ceilings, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That all goes into price points and stuff.
Yeah, man. And knowing your numbers is key, man. So, you know, once I find out what I'm gonna build it for, then I'm gonna find out what I'm gonna sell it for. Then I'm gonna go through my expenses. Okay, get my civil engineer quote. Let's say I'm using real numbers. I pay my civil engineer $32,500. I paid $70,000 for my architect. My attorney is ongoing. You know, keep putting down retainers. Then what I'm gonna pay the realtors? That's a fee too. Yeah. You know, am I selling them or am I leasing them? You know, so all this come with the analyzation of the property. And once you get those numbers, now you can underwrite the deal. So it's like a 3-step process. You go from analyzing the deal to underwriting the deal to putting it in a pro forma. You know what I'm saying? Now when you got a pro forma, now you can start presenting it. You can start getting your decks made. You can start presenting it to your lenders. You know what I'm saying? So now let's say I done analyzed the deal. Now I'm underwriting the deal. I got all my numbers. Now I'm plugging it into the pro forma. Now I got my numbers. Now I'm doing the concept. And what I mean by concept is I don't pay my civil until I get my concept. So I don't want to drop $32,000 and I don't know if I'm gonna be approved yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to Fiverr and have them print me out, like make me like a rendering on there for a couple hundred instead of a couple thousand. You know what I'm saying? So now I got my concept. Now I'm taking that to City Hall, City Council. You know what I'm saying? And once I get approved, now I'm getting my civil to do the site plan. I'm gonna get my architect to start doing the units. You know, am I doing townhomes, single family homes, tiny homes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And now I go to City Council, they approve it. And you know, now that once City Council approve it, now it's time to get the land disturbance permit. So in order to get the land disturbance permit, everybody in the city got to sign off on it, from transportation, erosion, the landscape architect, utilities, is like the fire department, sewer, sanitary sewer, like everybody got to sign off on it. Once everybody sign off on it, now you can start disturbing the land. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you get to construction. But
you can't even move a piece of dirt off the land until everybody else signs.
You can't even clear the trees. You know what I'm saying? But I said a lot in that. But like another thing too, man, you got to be on point when you go for your city council meeting.
Oh yeah.
So I always do pre-application meetings, and that's more like informational. So a pre-application meeting is not as hardcore. Like, they there to give you information on what you can and can't do. They'll let you know if you got streams on the property, if you need to go get a geotech, you know what I'm saying? If you know, what the setbacks are, that type of thing. And once you have your pre-application meeting, then you can start taking this stuff to your civil, and he can start really drawing the plans out. You know what I'm saying?
So basically that meeting will help prepare you for actually turning in the application so that when you turn in the application, you won't necessarily have to run into any like
they telling
hiccups or anything like that.
Yeah, they telling you what you need to be doing on the front end. So them pre-application meetings be key. You know what I'm saying? And then like I said, it's a process after that. But everybody's journey gonna be different, man. You might have to get a zoning hearing. I might not. I might keep the zoning I got. You might need a variance. I might not. I'm cool with what's in the code. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all those other things that, you know, it's not a one size fit all. Every process is gonna be different, man. Like I said, I got like 5 deals going on. It's been different for everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So we got the process right now. We're looking like finding the deal, basically, analyzing that deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, you know, seeing what's it zoned for, like what can I actually build here, right? Then we take it a step further. We acquired the land, right? That's what you're saying. We acquired it already in that between that step.
Yeah, so we acquired it too. So like,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about the funding and the syndication, or you know what I'm saying, like partnering or anything. How does one come to, you know what I'm saying, like let's say I'm gonna buy this land and develop it, right? Let's say I'm a kid out there and I'm looking on and I'm like, I want to do this one day.
Mm-hmm.
How would they, like, what would be their first step on, like, you know, finding the funding for that, right? Because a lot of people would think that, oh, this land costs, let's just say like $1 million or something like that, right? They think they got to actually have $1 million in their bank account. Can you like explain them a little bit of part of the funding process and how, you know what I'm saying, how to come about that?
Yeah, so it's called a capital stack, right? So on all my deals, I'm stacking capital.
Mm-hmm.
I might use a hard money lender. I might use a bank. Those two entities, they well, not at the same time. I'm saying either or.
Right.
But let's say I'm using a hard money lender. They gonna fund the construction of the project. You know, let's say if they doing it at 75% LTV, that means I got to bring 25% down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get a private lender to fund the 25% down. So now I'm all in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I got the property. But what I would advise newbies, make sure you don't purchase the property outright. You know, get a 6 month close. 6 month due diligence, and then do like a 90 day close. So that give you like 9 months to get everything together. Mm-hmm. Like go to city council, you getting pre application meetings and all that. So now your risk is smaller. You know, you don't have a lot of exposure because you ain't closed on the property yet. Right. You want to get all your entitlements first. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I always say master the fundamentals, then break the rules. Like once you get to be a seasoned investor, like the tiny home land, I closed on that without no entitlements because the previous owner got it entitled. They just never did nothing with it. Right. So they had already did the work. You know what I'm saying? So I was comfortable go ahead and closing on it. But 9 times out of 10, especially if you're new, make sure you get all your entitlements before you actually close on the property. You want to lock it up. That's what we call it. We call it locking it up. You know, so we control the deal. We don't own it yet, but we control it,
right?
Yeah. So,
what would you say to the young investor that's looking to put together a deal with somebody, right, a group of people? How would they put them funds together? Like, how would you present a deal and say, look, I got this deal? You know what I'm saying?
One, I think, you know, I would definitely break down a deal and I would display my genius that I know the numbers, why this deal works, the comps around it, the research and due diligence that I did. Like, I wouldn't leave no stone unturned. By the time I get through presenting, you'll be a fool not to give me your money. So you really got to know your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't come half-stepping. So that's what I would say. Like, make sure. Like, I just presented, like I told you, when I was upstairs, like, I just raised $320,000 this week just doing presentation. You know what I'm saying? And these are people who I've been emailing, calling, texting, you know, and they just been on the fence. You know what I'm saying? But this last webinar, it wasn't even a webinar. It was just an 8-minute update, in like an investor report. But, you know, I made it interactive, you know, and I did it on the fly. I did that junk in one take. You know what I'm saying? No edits. I just put it out.
That's hard.
Send it to my assistant, like, hey, you know, add this to the MailChimp. You know what I'm saying? But
and then from that, you had people that
because
invested into
exactly because I was just displaying my genius. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we about to get ready to start construction. We got the street name. This is the final site plan that was signed off on. This is where the unit's going. We got here go the platinum units, here go the silver units, here go the gold units. I already got my GC. We start construction this week. Like when they start hearing that, it's like damn. And then the way I was kind of breaking down the numbers, like but I think the genius thing that I did, and this is gonna sound crazy, is I raised my minimum investment amount because at first it was 50,000. I raised it up to 100,000, and I got 3 people that signed up. So I'm like, you know what? They get it. You know what I'm saying? When you was talking about upstairs about limiting belief, I'm like, man, you know what? And the reason why I raised my minimum price, I was listening to a Raise Masters podcast, and one guy was like, he raised his minimum to 250. He only wanted to invest in fund of funds. They call it fund of funds. And he was like, man, he raised the money so quick because they got the money and they gotta deploy it.
Right.
They gotta. So if a fund raised money and they got their investors, they got to answer to, they got to put their money to work. So I'm like, man, you know what? Shit. After I raised that 3, I'm like, shit, that wasn't enough. I should have raised it to 250.
Easy, right?
So, we're gonna play around with it, pause, but we're gonna I'm trying out different stuff. I'm actually about to join that group Raise Masters and just tap into different ways of raising capital because I kind of outpriced my normal investors who was investing with me on the fix and flips, and they in my development deals too, but it don't make a dent, when you need millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars, yeah.
I got to tap into a new space, going in a different room. So I'm investing in that group.
That's very smart, man.
Yeah.
Even somebody that's already out here, developing thousands of homes, man, he's still putting in the work to put himself in the rooms with the right people to keep going and keep growing himself, man. That's really what it's all about, bro. That's
it don't stop. No matter what level you at, it don't stop. Because it's always a different room that somebody they doing more than you. You know what I'm saying? I joined the Urban Land Institute, you know what I'm saying? And, we was up in Nashville at the award ceremony, and they were talking about master plan communities, like 10 years to develop these master plan communities, $100+ million master plan communities. So this how getting in the bigger rooms work, right? So I was up there with another guy from Nashville. I hear them talking about master plan communities. Now we working on the master plan community. We've been scouting. We went down to Serenbe about a month ago and met with the lead developer down there. And next we're gonna go to Trilith and check out the Trilith master plan community. So out of that $50 million in development, I left this out. I don't talk about it a lot, but we got about 230 acres that is connected to my 40 acres. That we're gonna do 4,000 units on. That's gonna be a 10-year master plan community.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, it's me and 2 other developers on that.
Generational.
Yeah,
literally generational.
It's gonna be crazy, man. We I don't know if y'all ever heard of what a charrette is. A charrette is basically a collaborative meeting with the community, city officials, and the developers. So basically, instead of me just saying, "Hey, we building 4,000 units, take it," y'all can't do shit about it. We working with the community to see what want.
Y'all need.
Yeah, so we did a SWOT analysis on the neighborhood,
That's
strengths,
dope.
Weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You know what I'm saying? And we got the community engaged, we got the young people engaged, fire chiefs, politicians. You know what I'm saying? Like that's never been done. Like not saying it's never been done, but it's not done often. Like most developers, they don't give a fuck. Like,
right, they just want to go build
this shit. We're gonna rape the community and shit. The price is gonna go up, taxes gonna go up. We're gonna gentrify y'all shit and go to the next neighborhood.
Go to the next neighborhood, literally.
But yeah, so but now man, after reading The Color of Law, and if anybody trying to get in development, which camera on? This one?
Yeah, you.
If anybody trying to get in development, man, read The Color of Law. Read that motherfucker 5-6 times because that's gonna teach you what the old rules was, right? And if you're smart, you'll realize that some people still playing by the old rules. and then you'll know how to navigate and move out here.
The color of law.
Yeah. It's about how the government segregated America, and everybody was in on the FHA, the president, everybody.
The redlining, right?
All that. It wasn't even just that.
Yeah.
Redlining, everything.
Okay.
The loans, appraisals. It was a whole, you know how they froze Isaiah Thomas out in the in the Dream Team games? They freezing us out, but from housing and wealth.
Yeah.
You know, they was giving out.
It's because they know it's the secret.
Yeah.
It's literally.
Yeah. Real estate is the secret to wealth, man.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely need to read that book, man. If you don't listen to nothing else, go read that book.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. I'm definitely gonna give it a read, man. I love, like how you said, you used to be on a plane, instead of just going to sleep or whatever, you might grab your book. That's what I do, man. Every time, bro.
For sure. And it wasn't easy at first. I had to force myself to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the discipline come in at. You really got to be disciplined to be a developer. It's too many moving parts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta follow up with your architect, your surveyor, your civil engineer,
your GC,
your lenders, your GC, the city, the politicians, the neighbors. Mm-hmm. Bro, it's just if you lazy, man, you might
ain't gonna work.
Keep wholesaling, keep doing what you're doing. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you really got to be locked in. You know, like I said, I had my lender. She was like, "How you keeping up with all this?" And I'm like, "Man, shit, it's my life.
It's resilience, man. If you love it, you want it, you gonna go get it.
Yeah,
wake up every single day.
I got to make these 2 investments a year. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope, man. So once again, man, we appreciate you, man, for coming on the pod, dog.
A lot of game, bro. A lot of game.
So much game, bro. Real talk before I let you go, though, man. The car wash. What made you get into the car wash? And how's that business going, man?
Yeah, the car wash game good, man. How I got into the car wash, same thing. So everything that I got, I drive for dollars. That's how I do it. So I drive for dollars and then I assemble properties around it. So that's kind of my play. So this car wash has been shut down. It's been shut down for 6 years. And I had been mailing them for 6 years. FedEx mailers. I probably mail them twice a year. FedEx mailers. And then one time I rolled by, it was a for sale sign out there. So I called the agent, and the agent was like, this what they want. They wanted $220,000. So I sent the offer for $190,000. And I didn't hear back. And I'm like, damn, we ain't that far off.
Right.
You know
that ain't that much of a low ball. You know what I'm saying?
And so I'm following up with him, and he's like, man, it's under contract. And I'm like, man, something don't seem right.
Right.
I'm like, you ain't even counter. It took 3 weeks for me to reach back out, and now it's under contract. So me being me, I just FedExed the owner. And the owner called me, and he was like, man, his niece called me. His niece is a realtor. And she was like, yeah, it's still for sale, woo, woo, woo. Okay, so I meet the owner at the car wash. We're doing a walkthrough. And the owner, he was like, man, you know what? I'm glad because when I sent the FedEx, I sent the LOI and my previous offer in the FedEx. He was like, you know what? I never got that.
They never presented
it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's illegal.
Yeah.
I would have called the commission, but
I ain't no snitch. We gonna hold court outside. You know what I'm saying? But but my intuition and discernment, I knew something wasn't right.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, we ain't that far off. Like this, now we can have a conversation. We only 30K off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, me being me, man, like I'm saying, I'm gonna always dot my I's and cross my T's, man. So like I said, man, I FedEx the owner. And, we did a walkthrough. I did the numbers. So he was going through a divorce. I don't want to say too much on camera, but he was going through he had to get it off.
Yeah.
And, he was like, I want to sell it for what I owe on it. So I did the math, and I'm like, man, and this is why I know your numbers.
Less than what you was offering.
Yeah.
It was less than what you was offering, or?
No. So I paid him what he wanted because once I was out there, I realized, I was like, okay, we're on an acre and a quarter. I'm standing on $100,000 worth of concrete. Yeah. So the business, that if I get tired of the car wash business, I'll knock this shit down and build apartments. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I probably can get 90 apartments on there. I'm all in $300,000 once I did the renovations. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking different scenarios. but I need this piece because it was the development right in the back of the car wash. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got it. Like it was years of just sending the mailers.
That resiliency, man.
One day he was going through a life event, and he had to get it off.
And he was the one ready.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how it be, man. If you want something bad enough, you go out there and you go get it. You put yourself in a position to go get it. The opportunities are not going to come to you sitting in your room waiting for them to come. I guarantee you that. If you want motion, go out there and go get it. You put yourself around people that's having motion and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything you want to do in this world is possible, man. Y'all guys, just stay focused and it's going to come to you. You feel me? Like, we got living examples that come on the pod every single week, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? And this is just the beginning, bro. We're going to continue to build and we're going to come back and bring more stories, you feel me, of success. Like, with the car wash, is it like a subscription base, or is it just like the pull up and you like hand wash your own car type jump?
Yeah, so we got 4 self-serve bays and 1 in-bay automatic, where you do the drive-through. I've been trying to figure out other ways to, I'm trying to put a food truck on it. I'm actually going through a permitting process to install a billboard. Then I've been trying to look at the legality of it. I think I read somewhere if you own a billboard, you can't advertise your own business.
Really?
Yes, yeah, because initially what I was going to do, I was going to put a billboard on it and put, my own We Buy Houses thing up there, and that was going to be the billboard. And so it all works tenfold, right? So with the billboard, I could put on my lease. I could put that lease on there as income. You know what I'm saying? So that made me look better with the bank. If I got a food truck on there, that's more income. That made me look better with the bank. So when I refinance, they more susceptible to do it.
Yeah, because with commercial properties, it's not based on, like I was saying earlier, like the comparative market analysis and stuff like that. It's more so about
what it generates.
That money that you can make off of the space. You know what I'm saying? So like he's saying, for the car wash, he got $100,000 worth of concrete, so he could put whatever he wants to. If he want to put one of those canopies or whatever and have people pull in to get their windows tinted, now that's another business that he got. If you want to have the food truck, like he's saying, that's another business. So it's like, and you can say, boom, well, they pay me to be on my land, so that's now income from this land. You feel me? So that's some major keys right there, bro.
Yeah, for sure. My goal is to get to the big joints. You know what I'm saying? The big car washes. Before I actually bought that car wash, when I had it in the contract, I went to 2 car wash shows. I went to one in Vegas and I went to one in Nashville. So the same thing I would do in real estate, going to the Builders Trade Show, I went to the car wash show. Just like we said, they got a trade show for everything. Whether it's fashion, whether it's trucking, whatever it is. Like, if you're not there, how you gonna say you're a real player? Like, you're not going out and meeting the people who really doing it and meeting the vendors. Like, I went out there to meet, like, hey, like the first one in Vegas, I didn't know nothing. Like, man, damn, what does this do? What is, you know what I'm saying? And then when I went to the one in Nashville, I knew a little more, you know what I'm saying, because I had put the work in. So now I done went to 2 car wash shows. I done walked it with the owner. I inherited his service guy. His service guy know everything, and now I feel comfortable to pull the trigger. But you can't skip them steps. You know what I'm saying? I don't touch the car wash. I gave my uncle a percentage. He retired. He runs it. You know what I'm saying? So, I go up there, do quality control, wash my whip.
Get your car wash.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's the way I set it up. I'm pretty much hands off on that joint.
That's super dope, man. That's how it's supposed to be, man. Real boss shit, man.
Yeah,
Stop playing.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you could leave the viewers with one piece of inspiration, man, what would it be right now?
Man, shit, get to it now. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, get to it. Like, really, like, do it. Like, stop coming. Like, every excuse to not do it. I was talking to somebody up there that was asking me questions, and I said, man, do anything but nothing. Like, get to it. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Make that first step, because this is the thing. We all know what we supposed to do. But what we do, what we know. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, like, it's too much information out here. Like, we can ask Siri, we can ask ChatGPT. Like, it's just too much information we can tap into. So that's not the issue these days. The issue is execution.
Just doing it.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna keep coming to these meetups and stuff and going back home, and then you get inundated with regular life and your routine. Or is you gonna go home and say, look, man, I'm gonna carve out 2 hours. I'm gonna read that book old boys told me to read. I'm gonna go watch a city council meeting on YouTube. I'm gonna send out 5 FedEx mailers. Like, what's the action steps? You know, every time I get off a meeting or Zoom, I hate meeting just to meet. Every time, if anybody on the Zoom with me, I'm like, all right, what's the action steps? When we gonna talk again? Yeah. Like what we doing? Like, I don't want to meet just to meet. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no feel good, rah-rah. Like, it's too much going on. Like, what we doing?
That's real, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So focus at the task in hand and don't be wasting time, man.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to look back and then be saying, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, man. That's the worst thing in the world.
And don't nobody want to hear that shit.
Exactly.
You know
don't nobody care either.
Yeah, they don't.
You know how people be like, man, how you doing? You be like, man, I'm good, bro. They don't care.
No.
Man, you got to show and prove, man. The type of person I am, man, you got to show and prove. Like, don't nobody want to keep hearing about what you're about to do. At some point, you got to cut the internet off. You got to stop the bullshit, cut your vices off, and get to it. Put your head down and get to it. You know what I'm saying? People going to realize, like, damn. Like, I didn't even know I was doing a lot of stuff until other people were saying it. Like, damn, you doing this and this and this. I'm like, damn, I guess it is a lot. Yeah. But it was cumulative though.
Yeah, that's crazy that you just said that, 'cause we was just talking about that too, man. It's like when you in that mode and you really working and you got your head down, you don't realize it, right? So then sometimes it take the people that's around you to be like, hey, yo, like you doing that, bro. Like, that's like what you doing is not like
100.
Yeah, so
it's funny, right? Like, I was talking about the record breaking game I had in college. I had like 30 rebounds, right? And
that's like some 2K shit.
Yeah. So I was in my zone. So when I get to the media, they get to the media, they hand you the stat sheet. And one of the boosters came up to me. They was like, "Could you not just get one more rebound?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm out there to
you didn't peep that you had 30?
Debo and murder shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, the numbers gonna be what they gonna be at the end of the day." But I said that to say, like, I was such in the mode, I didn't know I had 30 rebounds.
Yeah.
And I was mad when they told me that. Because I was like, man, I could have had 40. I set out the last 3 minutes, about 3 of them bounced through my hands during the game. I'm like, damn, I was mad.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just never satisfied. I'm always on go. I got an aggressive mentality. I want to play at the top. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put the work in to do it.
Yes, Lord, man. That's how it's supposed to be, man. Yeah. Shad, man, we appreciate you for coming on the pod, man.
I appreciate you.
This show was amazing, bro. Man, we know that, man. Yeah. You gonna be out there?
100.
Let's go, man.
Life in HD.
Life in HD, man.
Yes, sir.